Hello everyone, welcome back to the second video for functional interfaces. In this video, we will do some practice on all the functional interfaces which we have discussed in our previous video. So in case you have missed that theory video, please check out my playlist. So without any further delay, let's start. So we will be demonstrating these 6 functional interfaces for which we have just seen the theory using these 6 examples. So now let's first start with predicate. So as we know, predicate is something which will take something as in one thing as an input and it will return either true or false. So let's say it accepts integer and we wanted to see if a number is even or not. So let's make the reference name as is even. Now we need to write the lambda expression. So we are passing a number and what we want to check if num is modulus with 2 is equal to 0. That's it. So here you can see this is a kind of implementation of a method, but now it is actually assigned to a variable. So now this specific method can be used as a variable. So we will be using that. Now let's write some sysO statement. Now we'll see how we can use this is even. Now using predicate to check if let's say some number 4, 5, 6, 7 is even. So how we can test it? So it will be is even dot, we will have test function here. So in the test we need to pass the value. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So here what will happen? We will pass 4, 5, 6, 7 and it will be executed using this lambda expression. So once 4, 5, 6, 7 is passed, so modulus of 2 of 4, 5, 6, 7 is not 0. So it should return false. Now let me just save it and run the program. So here you can see using predicate, this number is even, the output is false. We can try to change the number as well. Let's try to give 6, 8 and execute it again. So here you can see this number is true because I have not updated it here. So that's why you are able to see in the sysO only the 6, 7 number. Let me just re-execute it again. So now you can see it is checking the passed number whether it is either even or odd. The next functional interface that we are going to see is function. So let's see. So here you can see function, it takes one input and provide one output. So function, I'll say integer and it will return an integer again. So let me name it as double it. So what we are going to do, whatever integer we are providing, we are going to double its value and return it. So let's write a lambda expression for that. Num, then what we are going to return, num into 2. That's it. So as we are writing only single statement, we don't need to write return as well, and also we don't need to write the curly braces also. So now we are ready with our function as well. Let's write some sysO statement for this also. So here I'm writing using the function to double the value of 56, and how we can use it, whatever the reference we have created which is assigned to the value of lambda expression dot apply. So apply is the single abstract method available in functional interface. So what it will do, it will take 56 and return the double value of it. Let me just save and run the program again. So here you can see it has doubled the value. The third functional interfaces which we will be seeing is UnaryOperator. So here what we will do, we will update a string here in using UnaryOperator. UnaryOperator. So here you can see it takes only single input, which will be a string in our case. So we'll name it update is equal to, and again we have to write the lambda expression. So we are passing a string And then what we are doing, because we will be writing multiple lines, so I'll be using curly braces here. So here what I will do, str is equal to str plus updated value, and after that I can write return str. Okay, let me just format the code as well. So now we are ready with our unary operator as well. Now let me again write one syso statement for this. So how we can use this unary operator? Let's use its reference, update dot, then we have apply function here. So whatever string I will be providing here in the apply, so updated value will be appended to that and it will be returned. So let me say initial value. Okay, so initial value, then it will be appended with updated value and return. Let me just save it and execute it. So here you can see, using the unary operator, we have updated the message from initial value which we have passed and appended a updated value string to that as well. Now let's move ahead with the binary operation. So let's start writing its code. So binary operation, if you see in the signature itself, it requires a single type that we need to mention, like we will be passing integer type of value, but actually it will accept two input parameters and return one value of the same type, which is integer. So let's try to write a multiply binary operation here. We need to write a lambda expression which is num1 num2. In the lambda expression, let's try to directly return num1 into num2. I think that will be enough. Now let's try to use this multiply reference which is of binary operator. Let me write another syso statement. So here what we will be doing, we will try to multiply 12 with 4. So how we can do that? Multiply dot apply. Here you can see in the signature, if I show you again, it accepts two input arguments. So let's provide them 12 and 4. So what we are expecting, 12 into 4, 48 should be printed using this syso line. So let's execute the program to see the output. And here you can see binary operator we have used to multiply two different numbers. Now let's move ahead with the supplier part. So in this, what we will do, we will supply the current local date time value. It will not accept anything, but it will only provide some value based on the code written inside the lambda expression. So here you can see it takes one type of argument. So let's say local date and time, current date time. So what we can do here, we can either write a lambda expression or we can also use method reference as well, because both will serve the same purpose. Let's try to do that. Local timestamp colon colon now. This will serve the same purpose. So even if I try to write a lambda expression, most of the intelligent IDEs, they will flag that and ask us to change it to method reference as well, but that is fine. Let's use the method reference for now. Now let's try to print some value using this. So how we can use it? So current date and time dot get. So it is simple. So whatever is returned inside this lambda expression or method reference, that we will be able to print here. Let me just close the parenthesis and execute it. So here you can see it is giving me a time which is my local time here, which is 6th of September 2341. Okay, if I execute it again, the time returned value will be different, you can see. Okay, Now let's move ahead with our last demonstration for this video, which is for consumer. So now let's write consumer here. So what we are doing in the consumer, it will be accepting a list. So let's try to write the list which it will be accepting of type string, and let's name its reference as consume. Now again we need to write a lambda expression for this. So it will consume one list, and in the lambda expression what we are going to do, we will try to consume it and print its element. We can use list dot for each, and here let's try to write a lambda expression s out. So what we want to do, we just want to print all the elements. So let's remove ln here, and item plus, let's try to add one space so that we'll be able to identify the list elements properly. Now we are ready with our consume functional interface instance here. So what it will do, it will take input one list and iterate through all the elements and print them with a space separation. Okay, now let's try to create a list of string, which is list. So I'll be using arrays.aslist to create it quickly. So it is A, B, C, D. So we have 4 elements in this. Now let me write another sysO statement. So here, as this will be just consuming the value and not returning anything, so we cannot put it inside sysO statement. So what I will be using, consume dot accept. So here you can see accept. Let me show you the signature again. So you can see accept is accepting list of strings, so that we already have, which is list. Now what it will do, first it will print this line on the console which we have hard coded, and after that, once we do consume.accept, it will take this list and print all the values present in the list one by one and separating them with a space as per the logic written in consume. So let me just save it and execute it. So here you can see, using consumer we have printed the complete list. So in that way, consumer has consumed the list which we have provided and performed the action on them whatever is required. So that is it for this video. So if you have any doubt or have any suggestions, please do comment. Thanks for watching. Keep learning.